Welcome back. In this section, we are going to talk about different tokens which exist currently in Metaverse, which means that there could be many more tokens as well, which we are not able to list into this, I would say, this course. But then there will be multiple tokens which works in Metaverse and will be working in Metaverse. And I'm sure that once this Metaverse becomes more popular, there will be more tokens which will come into the play. But then for now, let us show you certain tokens which currently exist and which are more popular into the metaverse space for NFTs to buy certain products into on metaverse and also some digital avatars. So let's find out which are those tokens. So the first one is Decentraland. So if you're thinking to buy a token on Decentraland, then the name of that token is MANA, M-A-N-A. And the second one is Axie Infinity, which is by the name of AXS, and the Sandbox, which is the Sand. Then there is a Theta Network, which is called Theta. Then there's an Engine Coin, which is called ENJ. So whenever you will just try to find out Decentraland, if you type in MANA, that is the I would say the name or the script name. So actually it works like a stock market, right? In stock market, there's a name and then there's a script name, which is a short form of the company's name. Similarly here for Decentraland, it is Mana. For Axie Infinity, is it AXS. The Sandbox is Sand. Theta Network is Theta. Engine Coin is ENJ. Sushi Swap is Sushi. And there are many other tokens which works in the metaverse, or I would say they have different tokens and then they have different websites where you can buy and purchase those things. And for references, if you want to know more about what are different tokens, I have put in two references. And again, I'm telling you, these references are not any recommendation. This is only to show you or to tell you for the reference that these are the websites where you can find. However, there are many other websites as well, but we could find these two and hence we are showing that. So again, there's a disclaimer. The tokens mentioned here are just for the study reference and must not be considered as investment advice because I'm not an investment advisor. Use your judgment before investing, as investment in the tokens could be risky and based on listing and delisting of such tokens, which also means that, for example, let's say if you have taken any token out of this and if the token gets delisted, same way as operates in stock market or in equity on the share market, the moment you invest money and the company gets delisted, you lose your money, right? And here also you will lose this money if that token gets delisted or devalued. Even your value of the money will go down. So it works exactly like a stock market. So these are a few metaverse token. Go to this website or Google, you will find many other websites where you can find out which are those tokens working in a decentralized setup and where you can have NFTs. So that's all in this chapter. Just wanted to make you aware about certain tokens and see you in the next chapter. Thank you. Welcome back. In this section, we are going to touch a very important topic, which is land in Metaverse, which means how can you purchase a land or a property in Metaverse. So let's find out. We will tell you the step-by-step process to do this. But again, the same disclaimer, use your financial judgment before investing. So here you go with the steps of how to buy land in Metaverse. So in Metaverse, you can actually buy or rent properties as well. So the virtual land use cases. Now you will ask that why would someone buy a virtual land, right? What's the purpose of buying a virtual land if I can invest the same money to buy a physical land in the real life as well, which I can touch, where I can go, where I can have, where I can go for a holiday, where I can do some business. But then there are certain use cases in virtual space as well. Number one, and trust me, the way we will explain you about this, the entire concept, you will realize that the land in the digital world is behaving or is being sold or is being valued exactly in the same manner as we do in our real life, and their prices to much extent increase or decrease in exactly the same way as happens in a real life. So let us find out first the virtual land use cases. Number one is for advertising. So if your plot is in a popular area or district and attracts many visitors, you can charge for advertising space, right? So what does it mean? So you go to, I will tell you a website as well. You go there and you just try to find out the properties and you will see it exactly says the same way as we buy the property. So similar to the physical property, if you buy a plot or an area in a virtual world which is in a popular area or district, what do you mean by popular area or district? Where there are many malls. So for example, Nike Land will be there, Walmart will be there, Carrefour will be there. So those kind of digital things, and all high-end brand have taken, I would say, shops, or have purchased, I would say, a land there, which means that gradually it will become a high-end place where most people would go to buy, I would say, certain products, or will go to have certain experience. So then that becomes popular area. So if you manage to get a property in these kind of areas, then you can charge these companies for advertisement on your wall, on something else, right? As you do in the physical space. So advertisement is one of the source of revenue if you buy a virtual land in a popular space. Then socializing, which means that you can host event on your digital land, including concerts, conferences, and community meetups. What does it mean? In a physical setup, for example, if you have a very big land, if an organizer comes and say, okay, listen, you have a great and you have a very big, I would say, farmland. Let me do one thing. I just want to host a small party here. I will pay you X amount of money. And they said, that's perfectly fine. You do party, provided it is allowed and regulated within the local governance. So you say, okay, it is allowed. You can do that. Similarly, in a digital world as well, if you have bought a land which is at a very popular place or even at a secluded place, people want to go there and party, right? The way it happens in the real world as well. So if you have those kind of land, people will pay you to have those kind of an events, concerts, parties. So it's exactly the same manner, right? Gaming. Your NFT land might have a use in an NFT video game. For example, land in Axie Infinity can provide extra resources, tokens, crafting ingredients, which means gaming. What does that mean? For example, let's say if you have a place, if you buy a land in Axie Infinity, I told you about the token AXS. If you go and you can buy if you want. So that is a token that you purchase, and whenever there is a gaming which happens on that land, you can make money, right, through that tokens. If someone buys some video game token, you earn money because that is your place. Then we go to the last one, which is the work, which means that land can be explored with a 3D avatar, can be used as a virtual office space or to provide digital service. PwC Hong Kong will use the sandbox land in their Web 3.0 advisory services. Just imagine, even a consultancy firm, PwC, is bullish on that kind of a setup, and they are just kind of investing into it, just kind of experimenting here, because unless they experiment, they will not be able to advise or to write a paper or to evaluate an industry. So what they are doing is that they will have that kind of a setup where they will have a land where people can come and work exactly in the same manner it happens, right? A builder has a land on which they build, I would say, office spaces. People go there, give rent or purchase property for the offices exactly in the same manner. So these are certain, I would say, use cases that we think of. There are multiple other things that you can think on land, right? I would say that you just think about what you can do on a physical land, and you will be able to do exactly and each and everything on a digital or a virtual land as well in Metaverse. So now comes the interesting part. From where can you buy or rent the property on Metaverse? So there is a website called Metaverse Properties. And yes, you can go there. You can go to this website. The website link is mentioned there. It is metaverse.properties. And then you go there and you kind of click on different properties. So the red thing, the yellow thing, all those things are you looking at. The plots that you're looking at, you can purchase those things through, again, tokens or currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatever tokens that we talked about, right? So you can purchase a land in this virtual setup as well. So this is the future of the real estate, which is in Metaverse. So this was about that. What are the use case of real estate in, I would say, Metaverse? Again, I'm told you can think of any use case that you can think on the physical land, and it will apply there as well. And this is the website. Or in fact, again, this is not a recommendation. You can go to any website which sells you the virtual land, but be very cautious of the website's genuinity, if they are genuine or not, and if they have some kind of I would say, a security or not, whether your investment will be safe or not. Those kind of considerations you can take. So that's all in this chapter. See you in the next chapter. We will talk about the step-by-step process of how can you buy a property in Metaverse. So thank you so much. See you in the next chapter. Welcome back. In this section, we are going to talk about how to buy a land in Metaverse, a step-by-step process. But before that, Janine Yorio from Republic Ream CEO has said that currently buying a land or real estate in Metaverse is highly risky. You should only invest capital that you are prepared to lose. It is highly speculative. So with that quote, let us find out how can you buy a land in Metaverse if you want to and if you're prepared to. So step-by-step process, we have taken this step-by-step process from this website. You can go there and read about it, but I will go there and read these steps and it will also explain you because I have some experience into it. So I'll just talk about it. Okay. So step one, visit the property marketplaces of the Metaverse such as Decentraland, Axie Infinity, or Sandbox and log in to the platform, right? We talked about one more website in the last video. So you can go there as well, or you can go to Decentraland, Axie Infinity, and Sandbox. And one more thing. So these Decentraland, Axie Infinity, and Sandbox, these are, I would say, platform where you can purchase property. But in most of the cases, these digital platform will ask you to purchase the land in their own cryptocurrency, which means Decentraland, as I told you, is a crypto token called Mana, M-A-N-A. For Axie Infinity, it is AXS, and for Sandbox, it is SAND, which means that if you're logging onto the website of Decentraland, you have to use Mana to buy the, I would say, the land. It is as of now. I'm sure that as we move forward, there will be an interoperability. So using Mana, you can actually kind of buy a land or real estate on Axie Infinity as well. And similarly, using the Sand, you can use, I would say, real estate in Decentraland as well. So that is the meaning of interoperability. As of now, as it has started and there are, I would say, everybody is trying to make some money. So that is one of the process. And second is that if you are buying the native coin, when I say native coin, which means Decentraland native token is Mana. For Sandbox, it is Sand. So which means if you purchase the currency of the same, I would say, land, it will easier to burn, I mean to spend, or it is easier to monitor as well, and because there is a control onto it. So that is one reason. But then since it's a blockchain network, everything is connected, so that should not be a problem. So first step, visit the property marketplace of the Metaverse and then log in onto the platform, which means you register yourself, you log into the platform. Number two, browse from the various available pieces of land and compare their pricing. It is exactly the same way as we purchase our physical land, right? You just go to a website. If there's an aggregator of the real estate, you go there, you purchase price, you see pictures, and then you think, okay, kind of let me shortlist some of them. But because it's a physical land, you also go there physically and see the papers, whether everything is right or not, whether there is any legal complication to this or not, there is any, I would say, defaults on this land or not. So those kind of things that you check in a personal life, right? But in digital world, everything is digital, so you can check everything online. So again, step one, visit the property marketplace, log in. Step two, browse from different available pieces of land. You see whether it is in a popular space or non-popular space, depending on your strategy, depending on your mind, depending on what you think that the price of this property will be as you do in your real life. You go there and select it. Step three is, once you have selected the digital piece of land that you wish to buy, it is important to remember that a particular metaverse property platform could only allow you to make a purchase from their platform by using their approved cryptocurrency. It's exactly the same point that I told you in the first step. For example, Decentraland only allow users to buy and sell properties using Mana, a cryptocurrency created by Decentraland itself, which means they are saying, if you are on my, I would say, setup or my platform, and if you want to buy a property on Decentraland, you have to use my currency. Because what happens, for example, let's say, even if you have to sell that land, you will get money in Mana, or it will get translated into Mana. And if you have to pay someone or you have to receive money, mana can be a currency. So you can also say that these, I would say, setups are behaving as a different countries, right? So which means that somewhere USD will come, somewhere uh, yuan will come, somewhere I would say Indian rupee will come. So those kind of countries where you're saying that, okay, if you want to work in this thing, then you can earn money, you can, I would say, spend money in the same format. But today now in physical world, you can have US dollar in different countries, you can have other currency in different countries. So similarly, I'm sure that once we become more mature, these things will change. But as of now, it is the situation. Number four, so number one, you go to the property marketplace. Number two, select the place. Third, once you have selected, you have to be there. You need to have that currency into your wallet. Step four, link your digital wallet to your property platform account. For this, you first need to get yourself a compatible digital wallet. What does a digital wallet mean? So for example, let's say to have a token like Mana or Axie or the Sand, you need to have a wallet. Wallet means which holds the value of the token that you have purchased, right? Because unless you have that, you will not be able to spend it. Just consider that as a physical wallet. You have wallet, so you have currency, right? And you want that currency to be kept somewhere safely. So what you do is that you have a physical wallet, you put into that, and then you put that in your purse or your pocket, right? So in the same manner, there is a wallet which holds different currencies. So for example, in a wallet, you can have different types of currencies as well. You can have Mana, you can have Axie, you can have Bitcoin, you can have Ether, you can have Engine, you can have Sushi, you can have anything, right? It's just a wallet. But for example, let's say if you're a wallet, you have 5 types of currency. If you're on Decentraland, use Mana. If you're on Axie, use AXS. And if you are on Sandbox, use Sand, right? So you just spend, you link that digital wallet, and the moment you want to pay for that land, it will ask you to pay by Mana, right? So Mana, that's how it is planned right now. So step 4, link your digital wallet to your property platform account. You first need to get yourself a compatible digital wallet, obviously with money as well. Fifth step is fund your digital wallet with a cryptocurrency that is compatible with the digital property platform chosen, which means that if you're on Decentraland, you need to have currency in Mana token, or if you are in the Sandbox, you need to have Sand as a token to purchase the property. You can easily purchase the same through many exchanges and store the cryptos safely into your digital wallet. As I told you that you can go to any of the exchanges. When I say exchange, I talked about some of the cryptocurrencies, right? And then I gave you 2 references. Those can be considered an exchange. You go there, you place the currency, store into a wallet, and then you can use that wallet to make different kind of payments as well. And then click on buy, right? So you have chosen the property, you've selected it, you have funds, you purchase the property. But as we know from the last chapters, you can also have a fractional ownership of that land as well, right? Not all, I would say, property will allow you to have fractional ownership. Again, different rules and policies. For example, there is a mall, a shopping mall, which says that, okay, you can have a partial ownership. There could be a small house as well, which will not allow you to have a partial ownership. They will say either you buy the complete or you don't buy it. Something of that sort, right? So those things happen. It is completely at the discretion of the individual who has bought and is selling the land, right? So that is one, that is step 5. Step 6, once you complete the transaction, you have made the payment, transaction is completed, the piece of digital land purchased by you is stored in the form of NFTs in your linked digital wallet. Now you understand what is the purpose of NFTs. NFT is non-fungible token, and I told you it is a unique token or a unique identity of an individual or anything which exists in metaverse, or anything that happens in blockchain. It has to be a unique token. So for example, if you have purchased the land, it has a unique token. You have purchased that and has got stored into your digital wallet, which means that if anyone wants to buy that land, they need to have that token, and they need to verify that yes, you are the owner of that token. And how you do that? IDs, passwords, different kind of authentication things which happen into the setup, which means no one can actually alter. And that is the beauty of blockchain. For example, if you have that token, nobody can do that. In real life, someone can have certain, I would say, bad intentions, can change the hard paper, and can actually grab your physical land as well. In some of the cases possible. But in blockchain, it is absolutely not possible, and hence many countries in many states are using blockchain for land registry. But then that is a discussion for, I would say, another course or another day. Currently, you have purchased your land. Congratulations. You have made a purchase. Then you can view your acquired land under the NFTs tab in your digital wallet, right? So in a digital wallet, you can have currencies, cryptocurrencies, and then you can also have NFT as a separate tab. So you click on NFT, you will find, okay, this NFT belongs to a land that you have purchased in Decentraland. This is NFT which belongs to a shop which you have purchased on the Sandbox. This is something that you have purchased on the Axie Infinity. This is something you have purchased in Meta. So those kind of things, right? So you can have NFTs. It's just like token ABC is for this, token 123 is for this, token 546 is for this. So these are the unique token which you can store in your digital wallets. However, a few points to remember. Unlike investing in the property market in the real world, where the acquired physical land really exists, the digital land in the metaverse will become non-existent if the platform that you bought the land from fails and goes offline. Which means that, for example, if you have purchased a land in a physical space, you will have the ownership, right? You can see that the land is not going anywhere, right? The land will be there. It could be disputed, but the land won't move, right? That area of land won't move. But in a digital interface in metaverse, what happens, for example, if you have bought something on ABC platform and ABC platform just goes out of business, decides, okay, I don't want to get into this business anymore, which means that your investments will fail, and there absolutely no regulation. So nobody is going to protect you where your money has gone. And hence everyone is saying that it is highly risky. So only invest the money that you're prepared to lose. So that is one. Second, use a reputed platform, check its project, etc. Buy, or you can rent or not. Do a proper check before investing into it. Number two, high volatility associated with the cryptocurrencies used to transact in the property market in the metaverse, which means that, for example, if you have purchased something with a cryptocurrency associated with that property, which means in this case, for example, Decentraland is linked with Mana, the sand is related to the sandbox. So which means, sorry, the sandbox. So if the cryptocurrency, which means the Mana or the, say, the sand or AXS goes up and down, accordingly the value of your property will go up and down, right? It's just like it's a currency, right? And against that currency you have a property. So property's value will increase due to the speculation, due to the price you have paid, due to, for example, popularity of that locality. But that also depends on the associated currency. If the currency's price is up, then you'll get a higher price. If it is low, then you will get a lower price. As the valuation of the digital currency is not stable, the valuation of the property you own in the metaverse fluctuates proportionately as well. For example, as I told you that in a real world, the value of a property will not change because of the currency change. Because currencies do not change so frequently. The value of currency do not change so frequently, but here in a token or in metaverse or in this, I would say, cryptocurrency, the value changes in the fraction of second as well, because it is highly speculative. Currently, if you look, for example, in the morning, if you look at the value of one unit of any cryptocurrency, it will be, say, of 2000 USD, and by the evening it will be of 2 USD or 0.2 USD as well. So highly speculative. So please be aware what you're getting into before making any these kind of investments. Number three, investing in the digital real estate in the metaverse is highly speculative in nature, and it is advisable on research well on the pros and cons before making any investment. So this is again a disclaimer. Now the last point, what decides the price of the digital land? So as I told you, it is exactly the same as we buy in a real life. So price of a digital land depends on its utility, like customization, etc. So what do you mean by utility? Utility means, for example, if you have a land which can be converted into a gaming zone, into an experience zone, then obviously its value is high. Then platform reputation, which means on which platform that land is. I told you that the reputation of that land is very much important, because if you are not checking the reputation of that land, which means that you will lose your money, right? If the platform goes out of business or decides to shut off, you lose your land, you lose your token, you lose your NFT, because your NFT will mean nothing because the associated, I would say, property is lost, right? So that token means nothing. You can't use that token for anything else. So hence the platform reputation. For example, if I have to sell a land that I have bought on certain platform which has a very high reputation, so if I am selling that land, which means that the price of that land will not go that much below, because everybody is okay, it's a good platform, it's not going out of business, so yes, I can do a purchase or I can do a sale, I can do a resale of that as well. But if you're just purchasing a property on any random kind of a thing, which means that anybody who is aware, someone who is not aware, for him is just a token, right? It doesn't matter which platform. But someone who is aware will say, okay, you have bought this land on this platform, we are not sure, so what you do is that you're asking for 1000 USD, will pay you say 100 USD, not more than that. That's because it's a reputation of the land is very bad. So again, utility, platform, and speculation. Speculation means that how far the currency will go, and currency will go up or down. So on the basis of that also, the price of the land changes. And again, it's almost like a physical real estate. I'm sure that the way we have explained you that what are the use cases of land in metaverse and what are the factors involved into it, how do you purchase these things, this is exactly the same how real estate most of the cases operates. So I'm sure that in future it could be also a possibility that in order to buy a land in metaverse, you might get some loan or mortgage as well. So those kind of futuristic thing, I'm sure this might be happening sometime, or someone must be planning for that. But be ready for that. That can happen. So that was all in this chapter where we have talked about how to buy a land on metaverse. So that's all in this chapter. See you in the next chapter. Till the time, take care and see you there. Thank you.